Oh my gosh, there goes the first diamond moose of the moose grind. Or at least it looks like a diamond moose. I genuinely have no idea, judging by its estimate. Hello my friends, and once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're back out here in the Hunter Call of the Wild once again, and what we're going to be talking about today, my friends, is the top 5 best species here in the Hunter Call of the Wild for fast cash and XP. So if you're struggling to get cash, you're struggling to get XP, and you want to buy all these guns, like all of us creators have, and just get the perks and skills unlocked as fast as possible, definitely listen up, sit back, relax, stay tuned until the end of today's video, my friends, as if you do miss out on any of this vital information at all, it can make your experience a lot more difficult, considering the fact we're going from not necessarily worst to best, and there we go, solid level 4 down there, but from the least efficient to the most efficient in this kind of lineup of species here. Now, all these species that I'm going to be listing off to you guys and showing you detailed hotspot maps of where and when you can find them are going to provide you with more than enough cash and XP to consistently play the game, buy new things easily, buy whatever weapon you want, get all the perks and skills easily. Solid level 4 there, going to score 212.18. And without further ado, my friends, if you do find this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, definitely let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing. And also, I make gameplay style content too if you guys just want to see me do some casual hunting. I do great when grinding live, herd management, sometimes no herd management, really just depends. And overall, this is just a very fastly growing channel. And if you want your chance to earn your place as potentially a moderator, or just someone who's been very frequent with the channel, that once the channel gets out of control with the amount of subscribers that are coming in, which by now we're gaining about 1,000 every 2 months. That's kind of what I've seen, at least the pattern in the last 4 months here. Kind of shocked it wasn't a heart shot. I would strongly suggest going down below, smashing that like button and subscribing. And for today's video, the first person that comments cookie down below will get their comment pinned. And without further ado, guys, no more babbling on, no more wasting your time. Let's go ahead and dive right into the very first species on today's list on the top 5 best species here in the Hunter Call of the Wild for fast cash and XP. And don't worry, I will be showing you exactly how to hunt these species, meaning the best weapons, what class they are, just some general information about them. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into today's video. Okay guys, so coming in at number 5 for the top 5 best species for fast cash and XP here in the Hunter Call of the Wild is going to be the red deer. Now these are some of the most sought after species in the game, and my map of choice for hunting them is Aotearoa. Now the reason that I recommend Aotearoa over any other map in the game that has red deer is because of the fact that the zones are extremely wide open, and it is very, very easy to get a good angle on them, get very close to them without having to worry about much of anything. And as for the equipment that I bring with me when hunting red deer, ignore the tents and tripods, those are there from my moose grind, but I always bring with me a class 7 to 9 rifle, not preferably the Valgrita 375, because it is by far the best class 7 to 9 rifle in the game. Yes, even over the 300 AR. If you want that extra bullet in your magazine and you just can't handle the recoil of the 375, then that's perfectly fine to use the Arzina 300. It is still by far one of the best, if not the best gun in the game. Obviously, when I'm hunting red deer, I'm going to bring with me the red deer collar, my Apex View binoculars, and that is literally it. Now, tents and tripods, if you guys want to get set up for a great one grind, go check out my how to set up for any great one grind guide video. That'll be linked in the description for y'all. And we are going to go ahead and do a little bit of a science experiment here. Now, before I get into the crazy stuff, I'm going to go ahead and toss the detailed red deer hotspot map kindly provided by my friend ProXCK, which he lets me use all of his hotspot maps in my videos and in my Discord server. Strongly suggest joining that. It is linked in the description for y'all. It's a great place to hang out. We're about to break 1,000 members, and there's literally hundreds of people in there who'd be more than willing to help you out on anything that you need help with, if it's Call of the Wild related, obviously. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to the 375 here real quick, probably going to 0 to 150, and I'm going to shoot the biggest of the males in this particular herd with the class 7 to 9 rifle. Now you guys may be asking, Squid, why are you bringing a class 7 rifle for a species that is class 6? Especially one with this amount of power. Obviously the 375 is just an absolute brute for any species that you put in front of it. A gun that can double lung heart shot a plains bison over in Silveridge Peaks with ease is clearly not a gun to mess around with, but yet in front of me is a level 6 red deer. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and shoot it. try to get the best shot that I possibly can there, switch to the 308, which you will get trophy integrity for, and try to clip along on this red deer here. Not entirely sure if we got vitals, not looking like it. Oh, maybe. Well, he will go down. We're just not going to get that quick kill bonus like I was hoping, but we can always go to another zone if the shot was so terrible that we can't even use it as a demonstration. And the reason that I just shot that poor red deer with one of the most powerful guns in the game is because of the fact that even though it's going to mess up the trophy rating, that deer was just a common spawn. It's completely common fur, and it is obviously not a trophy of any type. I mean, it could have made gold, but that's like once in a million years. And the main reason that I'm using the 375 is just to get the deer done, down, and over with as quickly as possible. Now, as you can see, 100% of the quick kill bonus, this is the first deer of the day too, so it's going to pay a little bit less than the deer that we're going to shoot in the future. Being shot with the 375, just typical double lung there, kind of quartering to us a little bit more than he looked, so I probably could have gotten double lung heart there if I scooched over a little bit and just put it right behind his elbow there. But my point being is when using the 375, even if you hit it in the foot, it's still going to die relatively quickly. And if you can go through with a weapon that just drops these things like flies are actually very hard to kill in my opinion, so that's not a very good adjective, but we still made over $1,000 for one deer. Now, this probably would have been $1,100 to $1,200 if it wasn't the first deer of the day, as the price that you make off of animals does increase the more that you shoot. By shooting it with a 375, we completely eliminated the tracking process. Now, if you can go through very, very fast, which I would strongly recommend following one of those hotspot maps, which can be found in my Discord server and in ProXCK's Discord server, which are both linked down below, you can rotate through all the different lakes, or at least your favorite lakes that have the most deer at them, and just drop these red deer over and over and over again. And a mid-level red deer, as you just seen, pays over $1,000 per deer. Even the females, when shot with a 375, can sometimes still make it over $1,000. Usually 970 to 1,000 flat is what you'd expect with them, but if you're trying to grind for a super rare or a great one, or maybe just the diamond if you don't have any on your map, which unfortunately for me that's the case, I would never recommend shooting females. I don't shoot females unless I'm just like extremely bored. And obviously the harvest check is not going to be fully passed here because the first one was in the intestines and the second one was in the intestines again. Really needed to lead that bullet a lot further than it looked. He was 231 meters, so we tracked him 252 meters. Now, if that were shot in the intestines with a 375, that penetration probably could have made it further up, doing way more damage, therefore taking down the deer faster. Now, as you can see, we got a 0% on the quick kill bonus there. If we took this down faster, meaning liver, stomach, possibly liver lung, if we held that shot a little bit further forwards, which he wasn't a full-blown sprint, so I didn't really expect too much out of it, we probably could have made $800 to $900 off of this level 4. And if we were lucky enough to get into a lung, no doubt in my mind we would have made over 1K. Now, if I shot that deer with a 375, we probably would have made more money than we just did after shooting it twice with a 308. For two reasons, one again being the quick kill bonus, and for two because we could have penetrated further with it, getting more organs, like I said, potentially even vital organs. Vital shots pay best, and in the end, making more money. So with that being said, that's basically my biggest tip for the red deer is use a class 7 to 9 weapon. I'd hope by now you guys, oh, we got a big level 7. I hope by now you guys finally realize why. This is the 375, by the way. Please don't be albino. What the heck? Why didn't that hit? We must have hit the ground. Guys, why does that look albino? Getting scared. Oh, this may actually be the perfect demonstration. I think we shot him in that little section of kind of blubber and fur right in front of the lungs, and unfortunately didn't get any vital organs. Probably no organs at all. It was probably just a flesh shot. But as you can see, his health was dropping very fast, and I can guarantee you we're still going to make a decent amount of money off of it. Considering it was a level 7, probably well over $1,100, mainly depending on the shot that we got. But for better demonstration on how much you can get out of a red deer, shot perfectly with a 375, we will come back and pick this guy up later. Alright, you guys, here's our level 7, $890. Now, there's a reason why it paid that little, which is still a really good amount for any deer, and that is entirely because we didn't get any quick kill bonus whatsoever. Now, I was kind of hoping that bullet was going to be a little bit lower and a little bit more to the left here, but we weren't zeroed properly, and the bullet was a lot higher than I was having it, considering he was in a trot as well. If we were zeroed to 150, I can almost guarantee you we would have went right through the liver, right through the stomach, into those intestines, and we would have got 100% on the quick kill bonus. So like I said, the shot plays a huge part in how much you're making. So if you're really going for efficiency and you don't want to do any tracking unless it's 100% going to pay you over $1,000 per deer, which I mean 100 deer per hour is $100,000 per hour, and 100 deer per hour is very possible, especially when set up with tents and tripods. But as for our level 6, I think we shot, should have been a perfect shot. Double lung there, almost double lung heart, and he's going to pay $1,100. Now that is entirely because we got that quick kill bonus, and even without passing that harvest check, we still made $1,100+. So that literally just shows how much the shot plays a huge part in deciding the quick kill bonus, and proves that that perfect shot is what's going to pay you the best. In conclusion, I would strongly suggest hunting the red deer here in Te Awaroa using the hotspot map that's up on screen for you guys right now, and is one of the first methods that I personally used on my new account here on PC. Okay guys, so coming in at number 4 here on the top 5 best species here in the Hunter Call of the Wild for fast cash and XP is going to be one that I think is a little bit unexpected. Now obviously we're out here in one of the most beautiful maps, scratch that, the most beautiful map that they ever put into the game, Sceudule Park, which is obviously class 2 in one species only. When I say come here and shoot absolutely everything that you possibly can, I mean very explicitly, my friends, come here and shoot every single animal that walks across your screen. Now the main reason that I picked this map is because most of the species in the map are very easy to shoot, considering they're all very tiny species, and just the 22LR itself versus over half the species in Sceudule Park, as long as you hit it, it's going to die. It's that simple. You don't need to hit vital organs unless it's one of the 4-legged species, which as long as you're using the 243 or a class 2 to 4 rifle, you shouldn't be having any issue with that. The very first species that we take down, just a mid-level red fox here, he's going to pay $1,168 with 100% of the quick kill bonus there, single lung from the 243, and a very solid first takedown. Now my loadout for this map is very simple: 12 gauge with birdshot, the 243 with the standard soft point bullets, and the 22LR with the standard 22LR bullets. What I would recommend doing is setting it to around 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, and resetting the time, for the most efficiency at least, around 12:30 or 1 p.m. or so 1300. And the reason for that is a lot of species start to rest around that time, but for species like the waterfowl, and considering this map is only a third of the size of a normal map, making it a mini map, there are so many species on this tiny little map that you are going to find animals any time of day at any location on the map. Now, some of the best locations for waterfowl, like all the duck species, are going to be this region here around 4 to 8 a.m. Also 14 to 17 seems to be really good in here for ferruginous duck. Down here, right here, and along all of the coasts. Right here as well. For pretty much any other species in the game, unless you're hunting their drink time, which is a great idea if you want to hunt something like raccoon dogs, because they pay very well and they drink pretty much on the edge of every single chunk of land. Also including the water's edge on all of the creek/river things around here. If you simply just set it to, for me personally, my favorite time in this map is the 9:30 to the 11:45 range, and you just pick a spot and run around, you are going to find species. That is 100% guaranteed. Just look at the clusters of all different types of zones, of all different types of species around here. Some drink, some don't, some can be found in the air, some are 4-legged. Sceudule Park is an amazing map for cache stacking. It's very underrated. If you don't like the smaller species and you're not very into waterfowl, I would strongly suggest giving it a try, as I used to be a player that thinks in that exact same way. You know, waterfowl's boring, yada yada, and it's just kind of sad to some people that there's only, I think, 3 4-legged mammals on this map, but every single one of the upland bird species, the ducks, the goose, all of them, the teal, they all pay over $1,000 per bird. Now with some exceptions, because some of the smaller duck species pay less than others, but it's really depending on that shot and the size of the animal and just how much that animal pays in general. But as long as you're running around and just spotting everywhere, you are going to find animals, and all the animals in this map pay exceptionally well. Coming in at number 3 is Silver Ridge Peaks, and you guys can basically do the exact same method that I showed you for the Sceudule Park method, as almost every one of the species on this map, on this giant map by the way, this is a full-size one, pay exceptionally well. Now some like black bear can get into that $1,800, $1,900 range, so therefore Silver Silver Peaks is a very good map for casually hunting, as you're going to find loads of trophies, stacking cash and XP along the way. Real quick guys, if you're enjoying today's video, definitely let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is much appreciated, and it really does help out a ton with the YouTube algorithms, especially hitting that like button because it does get the video pushed to more people just like yourself, therefore allowing me to help more people out just like yourself. Okay guys, so coming in at number 2 on the list of the top 5 best species for fast cash and XP here in the Hunter Call of the Wild is going to be a specific deer species that I absolutely love to hunt. Now this is one of the most efficient methods to stack cash fast here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, just because of how much this particular species pays. You can still make a ridiculous amount shooting them with the bigger 7-9 class weapon, but I am going to use the Malamur 7mm Magnum here with the Angler Night Vision hunting scope, which can be found in the Scopes and Crosshairs DLC. 2 shots into him there. Second one making sure he doesn't even take a step. The Malamur 7mm is a great choice as it is a class 4 to 8 rifle. The only downside to it being obviously it's not semi-automatic because it is a bolt action rifle, and the fact that it only has 3 shots in one chamber. Alright, well here he is. This was a level 4 and he's going to pay $1,382. That is from one singular Rusa deer, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and toss that hotspot map up on screen for you guys right now. 100% no doubt in my mind, I would strongly suggest hunting these things, as there's not too much area to cover that they can possibly be at, and they pay an absolute crap ton of cash as you guys just seen. And last but most definitely not least here today guys, the number 1 best species for stacking cash extremely fast here in the Hunter Call of the Wild is going to be the saltwater crocodile here on the Emerald Coast. Now the number 1 reason for this being is because of the fact that you can use any 7-9 rifle on them, as they are tanks, and if you don't hit them in the neck or just barely clip a lung, you're gonna have a hard time getting it to go down. It probably will still go down, but it's gonna take a few minutes, and to stay efficient you guys are gonna need to keep going forwards. So as you can see, all of these zones here are saltwater crocodile ones, which there is a lot of zones in between that have been blown out because of hunting pressure, which hunting pressure doesn't affect them at all. They will just simply respawn. And as long as you're doing exactly what I'm going to tell you to do, set the time to 17 to 23 or 2400 is usually what I go to. Run the coast up and down, back and forth, and just shoot every single crocodile that you can possibly find. Now there's so many of them, if you end up missing a shot or something, you can just keep going forwards and there's going to be more. In fact, my tent is literally a few meters behind me, 72 meters behind me, and there's a zone on this corner here that almost always gets consistent respawns. I've also gotten the first 2 diamonds of my new account here on PC off of this map doing this exact same method, and this is the exact same method that I've used to accumulate over $1.2 million in total, along with my fallow deer grind and my moose grind, obviously. Which grinds are very, very crucial to stacking cash fast too, especially if you want to stack it as fast as us Call of the Wild creators do. And the reason that I just shot that female is because she is aggressive, and shooting females really just doesn't seem to affect my respawns at all. I've taken down 3 total crocodile diamonds, which were all respawns and were not on my map originally. And also they pay basically $1,000 per female as well, and there's an absolute pile of them, just as many if not more than the males. And I turn around, and what do you know, an absolute giant of a saltwater crocodile. Gonna try to take it down with the 375 for the final kill of the video, as it is an absolute giant. He has no chance at making diamond, but as soon as he steps up, I'm gonna try to go for the next shot. Oh, he's coming at us. And you guys, this is literally just right outside of my tent. I already have a 17 Sorry, had to take that. Beautiful shot there. $1,700 or $1,800 crocodile in front of me right now. I can 100% guarantee you, considering the fact I waited for the proper shot, he is going to pay very, very good. And a very successful kill to wrap up today's video. Alright, you guys, here we are. Put your guesses on the price amount down below. Don't cheat. I'm going to say $1,600, $1,700, possibly even $1,800. With ease, $1,500 for one crocodile. Now that could also be because it's only the second one we've shot. I've had them get into that $1,700, $1,800 range before, trust me, and this guy didn't really score as big as his estimate estimated him to, so if he ended up scoring around that $990 to $1,000 range, I'm sure we could have got into $1,700, $1,800. We got a Bantang warning call somewhere around here. I thought I heard one. Oh yeah, and that reminds me, the reason that I always set it to that nighttime when hunting crocodiles, because technically they are there all day every day, is because of the fact that you can easily find red fox and Bantang banteng while hunting them. If you have it set to that 17 to 23, 24 range, you will for sure find a ton of red fox and a ton of banteng, which both pay well over $1,200 as long as it's a mid-sized male or bigger. But anyways, my friends, thank you all so much for making it to this point in the video. If you did, definitely let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is much appreciated and really helps show the support for the channel as we are growing very, very quickly. Hey guys, my name's Squid, you're watching It's Squidster, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.